Okay, Harry Kane has signed a 6-year extension at Spurs. Now, Tottenham is a club that's different to most clubs. They don't normally spend as big as Man City, Man United, Chelsea. However, they have a plan. A lot of their team have come through their youth system, and a lot of the other players have come in on cheaper transfers that have now really done, really well in the Premier League, really well at the club, and now the club is slowly climbing up the table and competing for the title or the European spaces far more regularly than it was 10, 15, 20 years ago. The club has a complete turnaround in the last few years. With the extension of Pochettino for 5 years and keeping Harry Kane for 6, to me that sounds like Tottenham actually have a long-term plan. They want to keep the leadership core together, they want to keep the management core together as well. Obviously, these players have been linked to moves away, and Pochettino has been linked with Real Madrid or been offered a job and had discussions. I think this group of players want to win some silverware. I think Pochettino wants to win some silverware, and I think Tottenham have a long-term plan. There's not a lot of loyalty in football anymore. Harry Kane showing at least a few players, whatever you may think of him, have a bit. Whether he's captain material for England or Tottenham, or whether he's whatever he is, he has scored a lot of goals this season. He's been consistent, and he is part of the spine of Tottenham's team. He's part of that core, and he's come through the Tottenham youth ranks, and he's at a point in his career now where he's still not peaked yet. That will happen in a couple of years' time. So for him to sign a 6-year extension is good. It's all done before the World Cup, so there's not that distraction hanging over his head during the World Cup or afterwards. So he can now fully focus on the tournament ahead. A lot of national coaches have basically sent memos out to the various leagues that their players play in, saying if your player is interested in transferring, or his agents have said they're looking at a deal, or you're interested in selling or buying, get it done before the World Cup. So there's a lot of movement today by English clubs on transfers and transfers for other clubs around the world. A lot of movement, a lot of deals are getting done now before the World Cup. It's now 6 days away. This is one of those decisions, get your contract extension. Had that rumbled on during the World Cup, that would have been a distraction to the player, and I think it would have not been conducive to getting peak performance out of Harry Kane. But it's done now. I think he can go into the World Cup with that weight off his shoulders, without those negotiations going on in the background, and he can focus on playing for England. If you're a Tottenham fan, it's a good move, because whether he stays the whole 6 years at Tottenham or not is another thing. Whether a club comes in with an offer to buy him out of his contract, give Tottenham the money they're asking, that's another question. But it's a good sign from Tottenham. They want to keep their leadership group together. They want to keep this core of the squad together and go forward with a long-term plan. And that long-term plan is the Premier League, FA Cup, European Trophy, whatever it may be, to get their hands on silverware for the first time in over a decade. This is part of it. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your comments below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.